that time of the morning, I have been upping this for the last couple of hours. Now, the presets, most people, they are familiar with two of our colonial cousins from across the ditch, but if you don't know who they are, they're an Australian electronic music duo, formed in 2003, released their first album, Beams, in 2005, and it's pretty much snowballed from there, won numerous awards for their album Apocalypso, which also just casually went triple platinum. They've remixed tracks from the likes of Lenny Kravitz, Silverchair, Kings of Leon. Their brand new album was released on the 7th of September, titled Pacifica, and they are also one of the headline acts for the 10th anniversary Rhythm and Vines this New Year's. I'm also very privileged to have on the phone one Kim Moyes of the Presets. How are you, mate? You are in the middle of touring the US at the moment, I do believe.
Yeah, hi mate, how are you? Yeah, we are. We're sort of on the last little leg of our North American tour, just currently in Chicago.
Nice, nice. And how's that been going anyway? Good reception over there and everything?
Yeah, really good. It's been awesome. It's been pretty civilized. Like, we haven't been trudging around sort of any of the two regional areas.
Yeah.
Sort of like pinpoint like cities, and yeah, so it's been great.
Awesome, bro, awesome. Well, I want to cut straight to the chase. This album, Pacifica, you released it on September 7th, and it's been just over 4 years since the release of your last album, and I'm probably not alone in saying, what took so long, man? How come?
Well, if you really want me to break down timeline for you, I can.
I mean, is it? Have you just been busy? I mean, I've heard also. Remember, you had a few kids, or?
Yeah, you know, we had a bit of life happen to us. I mean, to be fair, you know, Apocalypso came out in the beginning of 2008, and then we toured that for about a year and a half, 2 years, and then, you know, we took a couple of months off, and then we got stuck into work, and so really, we'd only been working on the album for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, if you take us all the way up to when the album came out. No, just kidding. Like, yeah, you know, we had kids, we built studios, and all that sort of stuff, and it just took as long as it took. You know, we weren't trying to force it.
No, it's good to finally have it out. The artwork on the album as well is pretty cool. For those people who haven't seen it, it's basically you and Julian just standing on the edge of a lake, kind of in the abyss. What was who designed that, and who had the idea for that?
Yeah, well, we've got this amazing art director guy who does all of our T-shirts and album covers. His name's Jonathan Zawada. So that's his idea. I guess he's just kind of interpreting the music, and funnily enough, like we didn't even have an album title until he handed in his mock-ups for the album cover, and we actually the album title was inspired by the album cover. So yeah, we saw this really blue, beautiful kind of oceanic scene with us in these pastel colors, and the idea to call the album Pacifica came to be.
Also, just wanted to say that the first single, Youth in Trouble, off the album, I find it very similar to kind of early Chemical Brothers and Underworld. Like, that was the first impression I got when I first heard it. Is that fair to say that you guys take influence from some of those guys?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we were, you know, that was some of our formative years as kind of ravers, or whatever you want to call it, like young guys going out to clubs and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they were the guys who were the kings of techno at that time, or some of the kings of techno, and I guess with that track we were just trying to do our version of what we think classic techno is.
Yeah.
You know, sort of really rolling rhythms and bubbly kind of acid sort of sounds, and I guess, you know, in a way to kind of be an antidote to some of the music that's getting termed EDM around the world these days. Kind of wanted to take it back a little bit old school, but not too old school.
No, fair enough. It definitely shines through. Now, I have listened to the album quite a few times as well, and one thing I really do like about it is the diversity of the tunes. I mean, obviously there's a few on there that I'd personally associate with big festival atmosphere, a few drinks, but on the flip side there's more mellow and, well, for want of a better word, emotional tunes. What's the kind of explanation of that? Was that always the goal, to have this, you know, these complete contrasts of tunes?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's just always been the way that we've made albums or even EPs. I think the thing for us to feel like it's a satisfying body of work is that it has to have like contrasting feelings and emotions and moods, and it can't just all be like full on from the get-go until the end. It needs to kind of take you on a little bit of a journey, as much as I hate that word in description of music, but But yeah, I think it sort of like comes from probably when we were classical musicians and in orchestras and stuff, and in a symphony you'd get lots of different like peaks and troughs and different characters explored with different feelings, and yeah, it's just kind of how we feel a proper album should roll.
Awesome. And the reception of it, in a nutshell, it's been positive?
It's been overwhelmingly positive, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's been great. I think, you know, I think there's people out there that it's not for them, but there's people out there who where Apocalypso wasn't for them,
yeah,
and they're into it. So, you know, I think, yeah, we can only really judge by the shows, and the shows that we've been doing, especially over here in North America, and the festival that we just finished off in Australia, Parklife. You know, it was awesome.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, speaking of festivals, Rhythm and Vines, you're obviously one of the headlines this year, and it's a biggie, 10th anniversary. Had you heard much about Rhythm before you guys were booked this year?
I heard that it's I've heard that it's a really great festival.
And so you've never seen anything of it, or are you going to be completely kind of, you know, stepping into a new zone?
I'm going to be surprised.
Awesome.
Pleasantly surprised.
Awesome. I have done personally Rhythm and Vines a few years ago, and it is a wicked vibe. It is a wicked vibe. But for those people who maybe don't know you guys as well, can you give us a little taste as to what we may be able to expect this year seeing you live?
Well, basically just like the best way to start the new year.
Yeah, fair enough. Completely fair enough. But is it you guys all play live and everything like that?
Yeah. So there's me and Julian on stage. We've got like, you know, some synths and some stuff like that, some electronic gear. We've got a drum kit, and we've got like a big lighting rig, and it's just a really fun festival party.
Awesome. I really look forward to it. Well, I've just got finally, I won't take you too much longer, 5 quick fire questions. First answer that comes to your head when I say them. And first one, who would win in an arm wrestle between you and Julian?
Probably me, because I'm like the drummer, and I'm always like smacking stuff, so I might have a little bit more upper body strength. But then again, Julian's been doing like Fight Club and stuff like that, so he's been doing like boxer size. So if I win, he'll probably just punch me in there.
And your favourite after gig food?
There's not much choice in our band room. It's just always Doritos.
Doritos, the chips.
Yeah, the corn chips.
Nice. The next one, if you could collaborate with one artist in history, alive or dead, who'd it be?
Julian Hamilton from the Presets.
Nice. And finally, this is one that I think, being an Australian, you'd know a lot about this. Who's your least favourite airline?
Oh, man. They're all just as bad as each other. I haven't really travelled on the really bad ones, but you know what? I could find a complaint about every airline if you really wanted it.
There's no particular standout.
I'm not going to have my status revoked.
Hey, well, Kim, thank you very much for joining me this morning, mate, and take care. Good luck with the rest of your tour, and look very much forward to seeing you at Rhythm and Vines this year.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for the chat.
Cheers. No worries. Take it easy.
Bye.
Kim Moyes from the Presets. They are one of the headliners down at Rhythm and Vines this year. And yeah, get on down, see them.